Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to another Empires and Puzzles video. Today we have a new portal coming to us, and it's going to be the Challenge Event 2 portal. Or Challenge Festival 2. We have some new heroes this time around. We have 3 of them, actually. We have a brand new Bard, and it looks like they are featuring a couple Circus Heroes. So let's go ahead and take a moment to dig into this and take a look at what we have to offer. The first one up will be our brand new Bard, and her name is Merith. She has some very interesting art effects going on. Um, I personally first thought of a super elemental because of all the green that was going on around her, but someone else told me that they thought that this looked like one of the insanity heroes. So the art's a little bit interesting for this, but I don't dislike it. Just I'm not sure if I thought it would be specifically for a bard. Okay, but what does she do? We've got ourselves a nature hero of the wizard class, which is fun. Just a reminder of what we're looking at for the bard family bonus. The bards give bonus to solo family members, so no family bonuses if you want to pair with bards. But if they do not have any family bonuses going on, they get plus 5% mana generation, which really does help push certain characters from being like very slow, or sorry, from being slow into like average or average into fast. Bards usually are that extra ingredient that you're missing that helps you push that mana barrier. So they're very popular for that reason. However, you do have to give up family buffs in order to receive this additional mana boost, so there is some downside to it. I personally still really love having bards to help move the mana along. All right, in the passes department, we have revival chance reduction. So this has been on a lot of the bards recently, and even the older bards, where it reduces the revival chance to 20% of the original value. This is very important because a lot of people think maybe it's just reducing it to 20%, but no, it's 20% of the original value. So if I don't know, let's just do something easy. Let's say they had a 60% chance to revive, and that maybe not the easiest one after all. But basically, you'd be dropping that 60% chance down to like, I think 12.5% chance, because it has to take the original 60% value, divide that by 5, and you only get 1/5 of that value. Just a quick math there. So that's why you'd end up with like the sort of like 12.5 range, or 12, sorry, my brain. Yeah, anyway, 12%, which is obviously a huge reduction, and very useful when going up against teams with double resers, etc. It's one of my favorite things to do against teams like that, is to bring one of these bards. She also has the 8th power of dodge, which is going to give her that additional 20% chance to dodge at the first 6 turns. And then down here in her special, we have petrifying performance. Operating at fast speed, we have reduced the max health of target and nearby enemies by 1,000. The effect is stronger against targets with boosted health. After 1 turn, the target and nearby enemies get paralyzed for 2 turns, and dispels buffs from the target and nearby enemies. So, that's a lot going on in this special. First of all, let's discuss the fact that we are talking about reducing the max health by 1,000. That's a lot. That's a lot, and she's doing it to 3 targets at fast speed. That right there is where I think the majority of her value will arise, but she does also offer to paralyze as well. And we're talking about a paralyze on 3 targets. So yes, it takes an additional turn to kick in, and it gives them time to cleanse it off, but if they don't have that cleanse available, she is going to lock down the 3 targets that she hit as well for 2 turns. This is after she's reduced their max health by 1,000, and then she also dispels buffs from the target and nearby enemies. Now, granted, she does do her dispel at the end of her special, which honestly, a priority dispel is always preferred, but getting the additional dispel in is useful. So we're not seeing any damage out of this character, we're not seeing any healing out of this character, and we do love that for specials. However, we are seeing an awful lot out of here, because that max health reduction, although it's not direct damage, in its own way, it's a form of making it easier to kill your opponents. It just functions on a slightly different level. And negative 1,000 to 3 targets that can't just be healed up again could, in theory, make her more useful than a standard hit 3, because honestly, she'd be paired with other people, and I think she will create an easier killing field. She also has the potential to crowd control 3 targets. If they get hit with Paralyze, you're locking them down for 2 turns, and controlling 3 is a lot. Like, you look at someone like Starlass, who also would shoot an effect that could affect 3 people on the battlefield. It's a strong amount of crowd control you're getting out of her as well. And she does a dispel, so if you're missing dispel, she could be another dispel character for you. She's pretty good. I mean, the fact is, usually without damage or healing, I have a hard time grading them super high, but just because she's operating at fast speed and doing all this, I think she deserves more than the 7, which is average rating. We're going to bump her into 8, because she's just giving you an awful lot of value at fast speed. So congratulations if you get Merith, and we will go ahead and move on to our Circus Heroes. All right, first up in the circus department, we have Director Zuri. She's looking pretty fancy with her sort of formal clown wear. Okay, so she is going to be a cleric class now. We love that for healers. Superior man or mana shield just in general is great. Like it's an awesome way to help them avoid some of the annoying stuff that comes at you as a healer. Then a reminder of the family bonus, because in reality I haven't seen the Circus Heroes in forever. Heroes become stronger when teamed with family members. Bonus for 1, 2, or 3 heroes, and it is plus 50, plus 75, plus 100% chance to cleanse the hero's most recent cleansable status ailment at the end of the turn. So even with just herself, there's a 50% chance that she is going to be cleansing her most recent status ailment at the end of each turn. That is nice too. So if anything gets past the mana shield, she will be taking care of it with her family bonus. Then she also gets a passive copy ailment on cleanse. When a status ailment is cleansed from this hero, a new copy of the cleansed ailment is applied to a random enemy. So her family bonus is going to automatically cleanse herself, which is nice. But then also her passive is going to make a copy of that cleansed ailment and send it back to the opponent. That's kind of a fun combo because she's doing it all passively, right? That doesn't necessarily require you to have a cleanser, so I'm a fan of that setup. She also gets an Aether Power of Defense Up, which is going to give her the plus 20% defense for the first 6 turns. Then down in her special, she has Clown's Blessing. Operating at average speed, we have recovers 65% health for the ally with the lowest remaining HP. All other allies recover 45% health. Summon a clown minion for each ally with 20% HP and 30% attack inherited from the caster. Cleanses status ailments from all allies. Okay, so she does a very strong heal on your weakest, then she does a pretty darn good heal on the rest, and she's summoning a minion with a basic 20% additional health shielding effect for your characters. She is going to be a relatively strong healer, I think. She also offers you the cleanse. Again, it's not priority, which we'd love to see, but most of them aren't. So if we weigh out everything that she's doing with her passive reflecting of ailments and so on and so forth, I like her. Once again, I think she's above an average character at 7, so I'll give her an 8 as well. So there we go. We got 2 relatively decent heroes. I don't think you would have to worry about leveling either of them. And moving on to our last featured hero for today, we have Eiora and Fluffy. I apologize if I slaughtered her name. Again, Circus Heroes were before my time. I did not see them originally, so I'm getting into all of them now. And she is going to now be a sorcerer class, which does give her the chance for mana delay. That is super helpful. The family bonus, once again, she has a 50, 75, or 100% chance, depending on how many Circus Heroes you stack in your team, to remove the latest cleansable status ailment at the end of each turn. She also has the copy ailment, so she'll be doing the same thing the healer just did, where she can be cleansing herself, and when she does cleanse herself, she puts a new copy of that ailment on the opposing team at random. I do enjoy that. I think that's a cool passive effect for these guys. She also gets the defense up, which gives her that plus 20% defense for the first 6 turns. And then operating down here at average speed, we have Balanced Teamwork. Balanced Teamwork says, destroy all minions from the target. This effect also damages Mega Minions. Alright, deal 640% damage to the target. Okay, so we have a sniper. She clearly is going to clear minions, and then she's going to hit for 640% at average speed. Pretty solid hit, but what else does she do? Reduce the max health of all, okay, this is important. Reduce the max health of all enemies by 850. The effect is stronger against targets with boosted health. Okay. So this is our second green health reducer for this release of Heroes. This one is going to hit all opposing enemies, not just target and nearby, but it's not doing it for 1,000, it's doing it for 850 at average speed, as opposed to the fast speed for the last character, the Bard we just went over. Gosh. So let's just understand that she is a single target sniper with the added benefit of putting 850 negative to max health to all enemies. I mean, that's a nice added bonus to your snipe hit. I like it, but at average speed, I'm wondering if it's like enough to make her an ideal sniper option, because there's a lot of other good snipers out there operating at average speed that give you stuff as well. But I will say that reducing max health is a very strong effect. She does do it to the entire party, and unlike the limitations of the last one, the bard that we looked at that did target nearby, she does all enemies. So even if you have like a broken chain of enemies, you're still max reducing everyone on the field. So there's better versatility there. A target nearby only really hits 3 if there is a target with 2 nearby allies still alive. So she's good. Again, I don't think she can be average with that ability, so we'll bump her up into the 8 range as well. All three of these characters are very reasonable characters to level. So if you pull any of them, I'd say congratulations to you. You probably want to level them and enjoy them. These new costumes making Circus Heroes relevant again is definitely interesting to see. So I wish you all the best in your pulls, and we will catch up with you next time. Have a wonderful morning, all.